Hey guys, welcome back to Pixel Rich Games. In this episode of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, we're gonna go over the moves and abilities of the best trash talker in all of Hyrule, the angry bird himself, Revali. Let's kick this off by going straight to his information panel. We all know that there are two types of attack in Age of Calamity, Y for regular attacks and X for strong attacks. Right off the bat, we can see that Revali has two groups of attack patterns. The first set for when he's on the ground and the second when he's airborne. The arrows we see here indicate the different attacks that we can chain as combos. Revali's unique action is one of the easiest to understand. The first tap makes us fly, and tapping it again makes us land back onto the ground. His enhanced ability damages enemies around us while we're airborne. The damage stops while we're attacking enemies, but comes back on its own when we stop attacking. I think they should have left this on all the time. I mean, it's not like this does tons of damage. Anyway, the line right here is only for our YYX combo when on the ground that we'll look at a bit later in the video. Just from looking at this panel, we can already see that the majority of Revali's attacks are only accessible while he's airborne. Fighting on the ground leaves us with very little options. Okay, enough of what I think, let's jump into the sacred ground and I'll let you decide for yourself. Let's start with Revali's ground attacks. Here's his 3 consecutive regular attacks. This is my favorite filler to bridge bigger combos when fighting bosses. Now here's our single strong attack. As early as now, let me tell you that this is also our dash and strong attack. So like most champions, we're able to spam this as much as we want while in dash mode. This dash mode makes it seem that we're already flying, but we're not. This is completely different when we fly with our unique action. Take a look at this side by side to see the difference between dashing and flying. One Y straight to an X makes Angry Bird jump high to fire a bomb arrow. A neat trick we can do with this combo is dodge cancel out with B right after firing the arrow. Doing this makes us enter flight mode instantly. Take note that this is flight mode and not dash mode. YYX on the other hand is actually a YYXX. Remember the combo and the blue X that the information panel described earlier? This is that combo. What the information panel missed to mention is that this only works for normal monsters and not for boss monsters. Just like our 1Y to an X combo, we can also dodge cancel the animation right after the explosion to enter flight. On to the more interesting combos. Here's Revali's 7 consecutive regular attacks while in flight. I love the area covered by this attack. This combo ends with bomb arrows too. Not only is this attack good for clearing out normal monsters, it's also great for collecting wood. Our single strong attack while flying has 2 versions. Using this when there aren't enemies around would just make us land back to the ground. When there are enemies, this works similarly with our dash and X but from much higher up in the air. 1Y straight to an X creates a whirlwind that damages and launches normal monsters in the air. YYX creates 3 Photon Russian Shurikens that slowly move forward and can be followed up with another X for a finisher. For the benefit of those who don't know what Photon Russian Shuriken is, it's Naruto's Rasengan infused with wind element. YYYX allows us to quickly aim bomb arrows to our desired target, quite similar to how Link's flurry of arrows work. 4Y to an X creates a tornado that's a very good choice for destroying weak point meters, especially against Talus. One important thing to note about this attack is it ends flight, so this is where I usually chain my filler combo of choice. Like most champions in the game, 5Y to an X and 6Y to an X have the same finisher, and this is Revali's go-to move when dealing with bosses. This is very similar to how Urbosa's 5Ys and 6Ys to an X work. It has a capability to cancel whatever a boss is trying to do. In case you have no idea of what I'm talking about, I'll leave a link in the description to my Urbosa full combat guide. Now that we're done talking about Revali's attack patterns, let's proceed with the moves that aren't written on his information panel. Unlike other characters, wall jumping for Revali is no different from a simple ZR tap. In any case, there's no button in this game to make a character jump. What we need to do is dash towards a structure by pressing B, then the option to wall jump will pop up telling us to press B again if we wanna jump. Once airborne, things are very different for Revali. We don't have the usual 3 regular attacks, because like I just said, this is the same as pressing ZR, meaning the attacks that are available to us are the aerial attacks that we just finished talking about. Well, because Revali is an angry bird, it doesn't use a shield. Because of this, we can't do perfect guards. If you don't know what perfect guard is, check out my guide to either one-handed weapon link, Riju, or Urbosa. Links in the description. Even if we can't do perfect guards, we can still perform flurry rushes. What we need to do is just press B right when the boss is about to hit us. Once it activates, we can mash Y to destroy their weak point meter. One thing to note about Revali's Flurry Rush, when flying, this has a very slow animation where the game seems to bring us to a non-flight status before Flurry Rush actually triggers. Once completed, this also lands us back to the ground. While flying at a level that avoids radar detection, we gain a new attack, and that's our dash and regular attack. Remember, our strong attack from earlier is no different from our dash and strong attack. Our dash and regular attack is a simple quick release of bomb arrows. Now that we're done with the unwritten, we can now proceed to Revali's rune abilities. We can activate a rune by holding R and then pressing X, Y, A, or B. R plus X activates stasis that can freeze enemies in front of Birdie, as he shoots a rain of arrows and ends it by striking a cocky pose. One thing to remember is to not be a noob like me, who always automatically dodge cancels out before firing the rain of arrows. R plus Y activates remote bomb. This makes Revali toss remote bombs when on the ground and drop them like a bomber when in the air. R plus A is for Cryonis. This creates ice pillars that drop from the skies. Our last rune's magnesis that can be activated with R plus B. This pulls in metallic objects around us, then hits surrounding enemies with an attack. Now we've reached the part where I share with you my build recommendation. Our best weapon is called the Great Eagle Bow, and the highest base damage that I have so far as of making this video is 70. This weapon's first hidden seal is a mid-air attack damage plus, which is very telling for this champion's design. The second is chance of landing shockwave. For my seal recommendation, we go all out with mid-air attack damage. I think it's better to go all in instead of trying to match the shockwave seal for an additional 5 damage. Here's a simple math behind the logic that I follow. If we don't match the seal, we end up with only 161 damage. Then let's say we have 4 mid-air attack damage plus seals with 20% each. Including our first hidden seal, this would total to 100%. Meaning we deal double damage, and that's 322. Now let's say we match the seal with an attack speed plus seal. Our base damage would go up to 166. Then we have 4 mid-air attack damage plus seals that give us 80%. Then 1 attack speed with 7%. So that's just an 87% increase that brings us to the total damage of 310.42. In any case, you can go with what you feel fits your playstyle. Now we go into my favorite part of the vid. Revali has two common weak point attack animations. Here is the first. And here's the second. He does have other weak point attack animations depending on the enemies fighting. Like my other guides, I'm not gonna include those here to avoid spoiling them for you. Next is his special attack. So once we fully charge our stamina bar by killing monsters, we're able to perform a special attack by pressing A. Not only does the special attack deal a ton of damage, we can also use this to avoid the damage from big attacks that we're about to receive when caught off guard. When a boss is about to hit us, we can simply press A, and once the animation starts, the attack that was about to hit us will be cancelled. Here's an excerpt from a run in a natural disaster where I did my best to show you guys how this champion deals with bosses. This video officially ends my Age of Calamity Champion Guide series. Now I have all of them. Finally! This only means one thing. I can finally start playing the game. So expect more action-packed AOC videos to come. Click here to watch my guide to the link of all links. The one with the immortal combo. Two-handed weapon. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified for more Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity content. Stay tuned for my next vid. Stay healthy, keep safe, and God bless us all.